Good evening. I'm Laura Jarrett in for Tom, and we begin tonight with those severe winter storms on the move. Millions under alert from coast to coast. This is the scene already in Northern California. Some using kayaks and surfboards to travel through submerged streets. Others scooping out floodwaters with buckets. Down in San Diego, rows of cars entirely underwater, muddy and washed out roads leaving cars stuck and stranded. Firefighters carrying one person to safety after they got trapped in a flooded home. And the threat not just out west, the Great Lakes hit with another band of lake effect snow, leading to dangerous conditions on the roads there. And icy scenes across the Midwest and Northeast. Massive icicles you can see there on Lake Ontario. Boston's Charles River just frozen over. And the threat not over yet. We are tracking your weekend forecast in just a moment, but we're going to begin here with NBC's Camila Bernal, who leads us off from Los Angeles.
From whiteouts and treacherous roads in the Northeast to more flooding in already drenched California, which tonight is bracing for yet another round of storms. In the Bay Area, roads are still submerged, cars wading slowly through, businesses completely waterlogged, some even using buckets to scoop it out.
Every year it seems to be worse and worse.
In San Diego, water rushing over this road and covering the lower level of a parking garage. This community in Northern California is still waiting for the last flood to recede, after historic rainfall caused flash flooding, mudslides, and overflowing waterways. While in Altadena, crews are using the brief pause in the rain to clean up, anticipating more damage when the rain starts up again this evening. While the west is wet, in parts of the Northeast, it's the cold and the snow. Lake effect snow seen here blanketing roads, creating near whiteout conditions overnight and causing cars to spin out. Several states are grappling with freezing temperatures, and Boston's Charles River now frozen over.
And Camila joins us now from Altadena, California. Camila, what is the situation exactly on the ground there now?
Yeah, Laura, so light showers throughout the day coming in and out, but the concern is that it's going to get a lot worse. And what you see here is the pile of mud and debris that flows down from these mountains, especially these areas that were impacted by the wildfires. And crews were able to clean up today. This road in particular is closed, and they were trying to move all of this away from the road so that people eventually can come back and into their homes in these areas. Now, the problem is that with more rain, a lot more of that debris and that mud will continue to come down in the Los Angeles area. In the meantime, we also are already seeing travel impacts across the country. And here in California, it's one of the busiest travel weekends as everybody tries to return home from the holidays. And what we're seeing is the rain already having those impacts. In San Diego, the airport already had at least 2 ground stops today. We'll have to wait to see what else happens this weekend. Laura?
All right, Camila, appreciate you being there for us. Let's get right over to NBC Chicago meteorologist Kevin Jeans, who is here with me in New York. Kevin, it sounds like those hard-hit areas could see even more rain.
More flood watches. They're going to continue, Laura, as we go through the weekend. I mean, all the way through Monday evening, you have flood alerts and flood watches across Northern California. It's been great to get the break from rain, especially across Southern California today, but unfortunately, that break just doesn't last. You're going to get more rain that fills in through the next 24 hours. Rain is almost just continuous across the northern part of California throughout the entire weekend. You get 2 separate waves of some heavy rain across Southern California. One tomorrow, another one again that's going to be Sunday, but you're looking at some big-time rain totals and then high elevation snow as well. Mudslides, a big concern. Flash flooding, a concern. 3, 4, even 5 inches of rain possible in Northern California, 1 to 3 in Southern California, but elevations above 6,000 feet up to 5 feet of snow, Laura.
And more snow this weekend for other parts of the country as well, Kevin?
Got some more lake effect snow showers across the Great Lakes. While that's happening, you also have the threat of some stronger storms across the southeast, but another swath of at least some light, widespread snow across Michigan, across the Great Lakes. That moves east across the northeast while this low pressure moves offshore by Sunday or Saturday night into Sunday. But the snow showers continue, and there's going to be some enhanced lake effect snow bands, too, in areas that have already had about 3 feet of snow through the previous several days. Laura.
All right, Kevin Jeans, appreciate it. Thank you. In North Carolina, the FBI saying it thwarted a New Year's Eve terror plot. The suspect accused of planning an ISIS-inspired rampage at a grocery store and a Burger King. NBC's Sam Brock has those details.
Tonight, a potential New Year's Eve terror attack foiled after the FBI arrested 18-year-old Christian Sturdivant, alleging he vowed to use these hammers and knives to kill customers at a Charlotte area grocery store and a Burger King where he worked in what authorities are calling an ISIS-inspired plot.
It was a very well-planned, thoughtful attack. He was preparing for jihad, and innocent people were going to die.
A U.S. citizen, the Department of Justice says the suspect turned his back on his country, consuming ISIS propaganda for years before posting threatening messages onto social media just weeks ago.
So Mr. Sturdivant started on the internet, making TikTok videos, and eventually reached out to what he thought was a member of ISIS. In reality, was an undercover agent with NYPD in New York.
When police executed a search warrant at the suspect's house on December 29th, they say they found 2 knives and 2 hammers underneath his bed, handwritten documents, one entitled New Year's Attack 2026, a Kevlar vest, and notes on possible targets.
I could tell you from his notes he was targeting Jews, Christians, and LGBTQ individuals.
All after the FBI just weeks ago said it interrupted another New Year's Eve terror plot, this one from Southern California, where they say 4 people from a far-left anti-government group tested explosives in the desert, planning to use them in the alleged attack. Tonight, the FBI says it's still investigating this latest potential threat.
We're all buying the things we need to celebrate, and we could have had a significant loss of life and significant injury here.
And Sam Brock joins me now in studio. Sam, what is the suspect's attorney saying tonight?
All right, so first steps, we were able to briefly reach him on the phone tonight. He said the Sturdivant family reached out the day that he was arrested. The attorney, Laura, says so far he's briefly been able to review some of these charges, but he cannot say at this time how his client is planning on pleading. In terms of next steps, he has a detention hearing. It's coming up next Wednesday.
And do we know exactly how long he was on the FBI's radar? It seems like a while.
This is one of the really disconcerting aspects in many things that are very unnerving about this, is the fact that in January of 2022, according to the FBI, he did get on their radar because Sturdivant, according to the FBI, was in communication with an unidentified ISIS member who was telling him to dress in all black, to take a hammer, and to go out and to strike random people. He did, in fact, according to the FBI, dress up in all black, take a hammer, and attempt to go to his neighbor's house to kill him. And his grandfather intervened. Right, so this happened 3+ years ago. He was a juvenile at the time. What transpired between then and now? Why was he no longer on the radar? That's sort of one of the questions, no doubt, that's being weighed tonight.
Yeah, how did he fall off the grid, if in fact that's what happened?
Indeed.
Sam, appreciate your reporting. Now to that new threat from President Trump against Iran. The commander-in-chief warning the U.S. is, quote, locked and loaded in support of protesters in that country. Iranian officials responding with their own warning tonight. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is traveling with the president in South Florida.
Tonight, with deadly clashes erupting in Iran, President Trump backing those protesting against Iran's government and threatening U.S. intervention. Posting, if Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. The demonstrations in Iran are widespread, many outraged over the government's handling of the economy. They appear to be the biggest protests in the country since 2022, following the death of Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old who died in police custody after she was arrested for not properly covering her hair with a hijab, which led to a harsh government crackdown. This latest unrest comes amid Iran's increasing tensions with Israel and the West. 6 months ago, the U.S. bombed key Iranian nuclear facilities. Earlier this week, President Trump warned Iran not to rebuild its ballistic missile and nuclear programs. Or,
we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them.
But today's message goes farther, suggesting the U.S. might get involved in Iran's domestic politics beyond its nuclear ambitions. The head of Iran's parliament posting, this open admission makes all American bases and forces across the region legitimate targets if the U.S. intervenes. And a senior Iranian government advisor warning that U.S. interference in this internal matter would mean destabilizing the entire region.
And Gabe Gutierrez joins me now from West Palm Beach. Gabe, has the White House clarified what exactly the president meant by locked and loaded?
No, Laura. 2 White House officials told me today that they had nothing to add to the president's post about possible U.S. intervention in Iran, and they would not clarify what the president meant by locked and loaded. But, Laura, he has used this type of language before, back in 2017 when referring to North Korea, also in 2019 when referencing some attacks on oil fields in Saudi Arabia. But when it comes to the White House, again, they would not say, would this potentially mean American troops in Iran? Still a lot of questions here. But the president's New Year's resolution here in West Palm Beach, he said earlier this week that it was peace on earth. Well, his administration feels that he is trying to achieve peace through strength. Laura.
Yeah, Gutierrez, thank you. Now to this shocking double murder in Ohio. A dentist and his wife found shot to death in their own home. Their 2 young children home in another room. New 911 audio bringing to light just the chilling details of these killings as police search for that killer. Maggie Vespa has this one.
I'd like to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Tepe.
Tonight, a dentist and his wife mysteriously shot to death in their Columbus, Ohio home, the same one where they were married 5 years ago. Police say they found the bodies of Spencer and Monique Tepe during a welfare check. Their children, ages 1 and 4, unharmed in a separate room, family confirm.
There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
It all started around 9 a.m. Tuesday when Spencer's boss called 911 concerned he didn't show up to work.
He is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. We're very, very concerned because this is very out of character.
Less than an hour later, a 911 call from outside the house.
I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in.
Within minutes, a chilling update.
He appears dead. There's blood.
Police are investigating the case as a double homicide, finding 3 spent 9mm casings at the scene, according to the police report.
Spencer, what can I say? From day one, I knew you were something special.
Tonight, family describing Monique as a loving, patient, and joyful mother whose warmth defined her, and Spencer as a devoted and proud father, a loving partner, and a friend to everyone he met. Adding, "We are heartbroken beyond words. Our family is committed to seeing this tragedy fully and fairly brought to justice."
Maggie Vespa joins us now from Chicago. Maggie, this is just heartbreaking and just heart-wrenching on every level. Have police said anything about what we do know about a possible suspect? We know it's not a murder-suicide.
That's correct. We know that. No info on a suspect at this time, but we got a lot of information from that police report that we talked about in the piece, where we mentioned that investigators detail they found those 9mm casings at the scene. In addition to that, there's kind of, Laura, a glaring omission in the list of items they found, and that means there was no weapon that was documented as being found at the scene. And that's why it appears investigators have ruled this out, or at least one reason why they've ruled it out as a murder-suicide. You would expect in that case to find a weapon tragically near one of the bodies. That doesn't appear to have happened here. They also note in that report they believe the Tepes were killed between 10 p.m. Monday and 9 a.m. Tuesday, and they're asking neighbors in the area to check surveillance cameras during that window to try and get a lead in this horrifying case.
Yeah,
Laura.
Check those Ring cameras for sure. Maggie, thank you. Appreciate it. Now to terrifying moments during the pregame show at the Armed Forces Bowl in Texas. You can see here a parachutist gets tangled in the net behind the goalpost before he plummets to the ground there. Event organizers confirming a second parachutist was also caught up in the winds and landed outside that stadium. Let's bring in NBC's George Solis. Now, George, what more do we know about this scary moment before kickoff, and how is that parachutist doing?
Yeah, hey, Laura, it's not something you see every day, but plenty of cell phones captured this dramatic scene. Now, this jump was performed by the All Veterans Group, and according to officials with the organization, the weather played a bit of a role in this mishap with these 2 parachutists. Now, based on that one video, that parachutist gets caught in the field goal netting and then falls about 35 feet into the crowd below. Now, he's helped by bystanders below. Now, in a statement to NBC News, the Armed Forces Bowl director says, quote, "The parachutist walked off under his own power and no one on the field was injured." Remarkable. Then those in the crowd also noted it wasn't the only jump that didn't quite go as planned. Some witnesses also reported a second parachutist. He never even made it into the stadium. The director telling us in that case, quote, "One elected to veer off due to winds and landed safely outside the stadium." Later this afternoon, the president of the jump group putting out a video message on Facebook about the now viral incident. Here's what he said.
Today the winds were a little tricky, and one of the jumpers kind of got behind the power curve. He did the best he could do. He did not land in the crowd. He did land behind the goalpost, but without a scratch, he walked away. Just want to let all the fans and spectators know that, hey, all veteran gives us 100%, no injuries.
Yeah, incredible. Again, no injuries there. Now, it's worth noting that more pregame festivities continued, including an F-35 flyover without incident. Laura?
I'm glad they're okay, but just so wild. Such a close call. George, thank you. We are back in just a moment with a traffic stop in Florida taking a terrifying turn. What happened after a pair of suspects made a run for it and how it ended with deputies recovering a missing juvenile. Plus, Tesla losing its title as the world's best-selling electric vehicle maker. Who took the top spot and what it all means for Elon Musk's EV giant. And officers saving an 8-year-old who got trapped after falling through the ice on a pond. We will show you the daring rescue and the moment the young boy was reunited with his heroes. That's ahead on Top Story. Back now with dramatic video out of Florida here. Authorities tracking down a missing 11-year-old after making a traffic stop that they say ended with one suspect trying to steal a deputy's gun and another leading them on a heart-pounding pursuit. NBC's Jesse Kirsch has all the details.
Watch sheriff's deputies frantically take down one suspect on foot while another drives off, deliberately ramming a deputy's vehicle and rolling over, according to investigators. The dramatic scene captured on body and dash camera videos released by the Flagler County Sheriff's Office in Florida. It all started during a traffic stop on New Year's Eve after the sheriff says a witness spotted registered sex offender Darnell Hairston driving two boys. The sheriff says deputies discovered one of the truck's passengers was an 11-year-old boy who had been missing for about 3 days.
Put your hands behind your back.
Investigators say as they tried to cuff 60-year-old Hairston, he ran off, tripped, and tried grabbing a deputy's gun. Meanwhile, the sheriff says Hairston's other passenger, a 15-year-old boy, fled in the truck driving up to 100 miles per hour before purposely ramming this patrol car. The sheriff says the 11-year-old later told investigators he was lured to a campsite and attacked by Hairston.
He was strangled so severely that there were clearly marks on his neck, and he actually passed out and probably came very close to dying.
Give me your hands.
Investigators say Hairston and the 15-year-old were both arrested for multiple alleged crimes. NBC News has not been able to determine whether either has a lawyer.
Jesse Kirsch joins me now from Miami. Jesse, any updates on the child? Has he been reunited with his family?
He has, Laura, according to the sheriff, and you can imagine what that child is going through after the ordeal that authorities allege he just went through in recent days. And the sheriff pointing to see something, say something as the reason this all turned out the way it did in terms of this child being saved and brought back to his family, as authorities describe it. Just a reminder for people, if they see something that is suspicious, authorities, of course, want people to reach out. As for Hairston, the 60-year-old man accused of being in the middle of all of this, we are told by the sheriff that that man is being held without bond in jail tonight. Laura.
Jesse Kirsch, thank you. Still to come here tonight, the horrifying attack in Colorado. A woman killed in a rare suspected mauling by a mountain lion. What happened? Plus, the dramatic rescue after a surfer got stranded on some rocks at sea. How the Coast Guard swooped in to save him. Back now with money talks, and tonight Tesla no longer on top. Elon Musk's electric car giant dethroned as the biggest EV company in the world, falling behind the Chinese company BYD for the very first time. The fall comes after Tesla's second consecutive year of slumping vehicle deliveries. In 2025, the company delivered 1.6 million vehicles. That's down 9% from 2024. So what does this mean for Tesla and the world's richest man, Elon Musk? Here to break it all down is NBC's Emily Lorsch. Nice to see you, Emily. So nice to have you in person on set. What is driving this dip in sales?
Yeah, Laura, there are several reasons for this sales slump. I think the first thing is a bit more obvious of the $7,500 EV tax credit that expired in September. And we did see a lot of consumers go out in the third quarter, go out. And we saw a surge in sales in the third quarter as people tried to get that tax credit before it expired in September. And then also we saw it all over social media. We heard about it in the past year, people really revolting because of Musk's politics and his involvement in politics. And then also Tesla really losing ground to competitors.
And what more can you tell us about the new number one here, BYD? They don't even sell cars in the U.S.?
They don't. And it's not just BYD. All Chinese EVs are virtually locked out of the U.S. market, and that's for tariff reasons. But that really hasn't stopped the company. As you know, we're talking today. It sold 2.26 million electric cars last year, and that's compared to the 1.64 million that Tesla sold globally. So it's clear that even without being able to sell in the U.S. market, that the company has been growing and able to, surge its sales.
But Tesla's stock price still did well in December. So are investors feeling bullish, you think, about Tesla right now?
Definitely. And I think that's because of Musk and a lot of his promises. As you mentioned, Tesla's stock finished 2025 with an 11% gain. So investors are certainly bullish. They are really locked in on Musk, his promises that's regarding robotaxis, which the service has started in Austin. Musk has said he has plans to expand to other cities. He's talked a lot about the humanoid robots and talked about how they're the future of Tesla. They're going to be doing, basic tasks at home. So I think it's clear from the stock price and, that investors are locked in on Musk and his promises and are optimistic about the company's future.
Does any of this volatility put into jeopardy his standing as the world's richest man?
It's really hard to say that concretely, but I think that, first of all, looking at the stock price, that says one thing. Investors are really, invested in Musk and his plans. Tesla also has been able to deliver in the past. So I don't think any expert would be quick to say that. And then also, I think it's important to note that a larger portion of his wealth is actually attributable to SpaceX. It's $317 billion of his wealth compared to about $190 billion.
I think people don't realize that it's not all Tesla. Yeah,
exactly.
That's a good point. All right. Have a nice weekend. Happy New Year.
Thanks, you too, Laura.
All right, turning now to Top Stories news feed, starting with the latest on those rising tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela. In an interview aired on state-run TV in South American nation, President Nicolas Maduro said he is open to negotiations with Washington to help crack down on drug trafficking. NBC News reached out to the White House but did not comment on Maduro's remarks. The daughter of Academy Award-winning actor Tommy Lee Jones found dead in a high-end hotel in San Francisco. The city's chief medical examiner's office confirming the death of 34-year-old Victoria Jones. It says authorities arrived on the scene early yesterday morning, shortly before she was declared dead. So far, no official word on what exactly happened. The hotel says it is cooperating with investigators. And the U.S. Coast Guard rescuing a surfer who got stranded on some rocks at sea. It happened earlier this week in Puerto Rico. You can see here the surfer being hoisted by a helicopter. Crews on the ground apparently couldn't reach him because the water was too rough. We are told he is doing okay. And the NHL is set to drop the puck tonight for its annual Winter Classic. But this year, the outdoor game isn't being played in snowy Minnesota or Massachusetts. It's happening down in sunny Miami. The Florida Panthers set to take on the New York Rangers at the Lone Depot Park. The stadium has a retractable roof, and so they're pumping in the AC to help get the ice ready. This marks the first time the NHL has hosted an outdoor game in the Sunshine State. And in Colorado, authorities say a hiker was killed in an apparent mountain lion attack. Fellow hikers stumbling upon this scene too late to save her. Now the coroner is still working to identify her remains. The incident coming after sightings and attacks in recent years from New York to California. Here's NBC's Ryan Chandler.
Tonight, a hiker in Colorado is dead after what investigators believe was a mountain lion attack on New Year's Day.
Possible hiker mountain lion incident.
Somebody walked out of the fire station and said there was a human mountain lion kill on the trail. And obviously they recommended that I don't hike it.
Colorado Parks and Wildlife says hikers spotted a mountain lion near an adult woman lying on a trail near Glen Haven, outside Rocky Mountain National Park. They scared the animal away with rocks and rushed to rescue her, but could not find her pulse. Authorities following policy to eliminate any lions posing a threat to humans.
One mountain lion was shot on scene by officers, later tracked and euthanized. A second lion was located in the area and also euthanized by officers.
It's one of several recent encounters across the nation. Last July, an Ojai, California hiker came face to face with a mountain lion.
No.
Surviving the attack by making noise. A strategy recommended by wildlife experts.
What this woman did, which was very clever, is she asserted herself as not being prey.
In August, an 11-year-old was hospitalized in Malibu after being bitten in the arm by a mountain lion. That animal later tracked and euthanized. And in 2024, a man was killed by a mountain lion in Northern California. His brother severely injured, even after their family said they followed expert advice to make themselves look larger. In the Santa Cruz Mountains, a neighborhood on edge after one resident says at least 2 mountain lions preyed on her home for months, killing several outdoor cats and livestock. There have also been unconfirmed sightings in places where mountain lions haven't been seen in years, like this animal, who was caught on a Ring camera in Rochester, New York, prompting local police to issue a shelter-in-place for residents after the first reported sighting.
I just kept running. Row, I heard the row. I spent off. I ain't playing with no lion.
Mountain lion attacks are rare.
I've never even seen a mountain lion myself, and I'm out here all the time.
Colorado reports just 28 attacks in the last 36 years, and this was the first fatal attack in the state since 1999. Still, this latest fatal encounter rattling hikers hoping to start the new year in the mountains. Ryan Chandler, NBC News.
They may be rare, but they look terrifying. Now to new video of a scary scene on Christmas Day. An 8-year-old boy falling into an icy pond on New York's Long Island, trapped and calling for help. Officers racing in to pull him from the frigid waters, able to get him out after several attempts. And today, those heroes were reunited with the boy they helped save. Stephen Romo has more.
Grab it. 3 officers breaking the ice, quite literally.
We're gonna get to you.
When they jumped into icy water to save a little boy. Body cam footage released by the Suffolk County Police Department shows officers James Rizzo and Andrew Torelli standing chest deep in freezing water.
It's all right, bud. What's your name?
A neighbor had called 911 after 8-year-old Tavion fell into a partially frozen pond behind a Long Island apartment complex on Christmas Day.
We both kind of went in from there and were able to assemble a life ring.
All right, we got you, bud.
The officers tossing the ring a couple of times to get it near the boy.
We were able to get the life ring within grabbing distance, but he was having trouble, whether he was scared or he was cold, couldn't really grab it.
Grab it.
With time running out, a third officer jumped in, Sergeant Michael Santillo.
I laid down on the ice and kind of army crawled out to him when he said that he couldn't grab onto the life ring.
Sergeant Santillo then falls into the icy waters himself, but he is able to grab a hold of Tavion.
Got him?
They pull the two to safety while Tavion yells. The boy quickly taken to a local hospital where doctors determined he was healthy enough to spend the rest of Christmas at home.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Today, Tavion reunited with the men who saved him.
We are going to give these police officers a proclamation commending them.
The county celebrating the heroic actions of the 3 officers who say they couldn't even feel that ice-cold water.
I didn't have time to experience the cold shock or anything. I just wanted to get him to rescue so he could get warmed up.
And for his part, Tavion has one piece of advice for everyone.
Don't go out on the ice.
Absolutely. Okay.
Stephen Romo joins us here. All right, you heard Tavion. He says don't go on the ice. Is there any safe way to walk on ice?
There is. Tavion is right, though. For the most part, just don't go out on the ice. Just don't do it. But if you have to or you really need to for some reason, there are some tips that you can follow. Shady Water usually has thicker ice. Ice does not freeze uniformly. Snow-covered ice or ice with moving water will likely have thinner ice, and protruding objects like rocks or tree limbs, that will have thinner ice as well. And of course, we're glad that this ended up happily and we got to meet this adorable little boy here, but this can be very serious. It can lead to lots of problems. It does each and every year as we cover these stories. So when in doubt, just listen to Tavion's advice and
don't do it.
Don't go out on the ice.
I do like how once it ended well. Freedom!
Freedom,
for
yes.
Tavion. Stephen Romo, thank you. Coming up here on Top Story, a powerful earthquake rocking Mexico, killing multiple people. The images coming in tonight. Plus, a look at NASA's historic Artemis II mission as the crew prepares to usher in a new era of space exploration. That's next. Back now with Top Story's Global Watch, starting with a deadly earthquake hitting southern and central Mexico. Video shows buildings shaking and debris falling as the 6.5 magnitude quake rattles the region. Mexican officials say it killed at least 2 people, and it also interrupted President Claudia Sheinbaum's press briefing today, forcing people to scramble out of the room as alarms rang out. And separatists in Yemen announcing a new constitution for an independent nation in the south. It's part of ongoing tensions that have pitted Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates against each other. It comes as Saudi warplanes reportedly carried out strikes today on forces in southern Yemen backed by the UAE. This video, verified by Reuters, appears to show multiple explosions in the area, but Saudi officials have yet to comment publicly on the alleged attack. An update on the crash this week that hurt champion boxer Anthony Joshua and killed 2 of his friends. Nigerian police confirming the driver now facing charges, including dangerous and reckless driving, as well as driving without a valid license. The trial expected to start later this month. Next tonight, the crew preparing for a moonshot. Astronauts set to fly by the moon next month for the first time in more than 50 years. The mission on NASA's Artemis II rocket expected to take the crew further from Earth than any humans have gone before. Tom Costello has this report from Mission Control in Houston.
At the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, the dawn of a new era in space exploration. The Artemis II rocket stacked and ready for a February launch and a very big lunar flyby. Commander Reed Weissman, pilot Victor Glover, mission specialist Christina Cook, and Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen.
We are ready for every scenario as we ride this amazing space launch system and the Orion spacecraft 250,000 miles away. It's going to be amazing.
Farther than any humans have ever traveled from Earth.
Artemis II is a 10-day mission slingshotting around the moon with 4 astronauts on board, testing all of the crew systems before Artemis III is set to land on the moon.
The Artemis II crew will be the first astronauts to travel so close to the moon since Apollo 17 in 1972. And then they'll keep going deeper into space.
How do you prepare and practice for that, Christina? How do you literally sit elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, no personal privacy, no private space to prepare for this intensity?
I think a big part of preparing for being in a small space together is respect and practice, and we have both of those things.
If the Artemis II mission goes well, an Artemis III crew could land on the moon by the end of the decade.
We have liftoff. Go Super Heavy. Go Starship.
Critical to a lunar landing, SpaceX's mega rocket Starship, the biggest ever built. In October, a perfect test flight after several test flights ended in explosions earlier in the year. A future moon landing could happen by the end of the decade, but China already has its sights set on the moon, planning to land its own astronauts by 2030, a further incentive for the White House and NASA.
We're looking to be the Artemis generation. And I'm looking forward to us making history of going back to the moon, but also a sustained presence on the moon.
A moon base would allow NASA to set its sights on a Mars landing. But a lot has to go right before that happens. And it all starts with Artemis II, the mission, launching in the new year. Tom Costello, NBC News, Washington.
Tom Costello, thank you. Now to the photographer seen in an image that has struck so many people. A black activist drinking from a whites-only water fountain in a small South Carolina town. Now he's on a mission to share his own photos with visitors there at the museum he opened with his wife. Marquise Francis has the story.
Cecil Williams has captured decades of history.
I remember me begging my mother for a camera that was advertised in Sears Roebuck. It cost $75.
The 87-year-old photographer documented the civil rights movement in South Carolina. A tapestry of time. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, Jesse Jackson, Thurgood Marshall. His images all displayed here in a museum he opened with his wife in Orangeburg, which he plans to expand soon.
Civil rights and the pursuit for freedom, justice, and equality really started much earlier here in South Carolina, and I am an eyewitness to that.
In 1951, Williams photographed Briggs versus Elliott, the first case that challenged segregation in the state's public schools, a precursor to Brown versus Board of Education. And these are the shell casings from the 1968 Orangeburg massacre, where police officers killed 3 student protesters on a college campus.
What do you feel like is the power of an image and the power of photography?
I think that the power of photography is often overlooked. It imitates life to the fullest, to see what an image is all about, and so it has that power and that capacity to tell a story much quicker.
Williams is also an activist, pictured here in 1956 drinking from a whites-only water fountain when he was 25 years old.
This was not the first time that I, you might say, defied the laws and the regulations that were in a small town.
That image resonating with a new generation. Williams invited to this year's New York Fashion Week, all part of a larger lesson.
Whenever hate comes along, just in general, period, it's not sustainable. It's something that's against mankind, and it won't last.
Meaningful moments, now forever on display. Marquise Francis, NBC News, Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Thanks so much for watching Top Story. I'm Laura Jarrett in New York. Stay right here with us. More news now on the way.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.